Okay, so let's have a look in a little bit more detail at each of these in terms of their structure. So with the skeletal muscle, as we said, it's multinucleated. So that means there's multiple nuclei per muscle fibre, which is actually an adapted or a specialised cell. All muscle cells and muscle tissues have actin and myosin, the proteins that are responsible for contraction. And in the skeletal muscle, they're arranged in a particular pattern which gives that banded or striped appearance, which is why we call it striated or striped skeletal muscle. We're going to look in a little bit more detail at the actual ultrastructure of skeletal muscle in a second. In terms of cardiac muscle, we have kind of a similar striped appearance, but that comes from the intercalated discs, as well as the kind of layers of actin and myosin as well that are present in these cells. But we have a much more branched, kind of open structure where you can see gaps. Again, nuclei, sort of multinuclei again, so around each of the cells. The specialized cells in the cardiac muscle are called myocytes. The intercalated discs, these kind of darker stripes that we see, are specialised cell membranes that fuse to allow free diffusion of ions between the cells. This obviously helps with the conductivity of the electrical impulses and makes sure that they spread evenly through the muscle cells. So these individual cells are arranged in longitudinal and circular layers. These layers are going to be opposing to each other, so they're going to be going in opposite directions. So the longitudinal layer runs along the length. So this example is the small intestine, but it runs along the length of the tube, and the contractions will cause wave-like motions along the length. So the circular layer runs around the outside of the tube, so in that circular point, and the contraction of this layer will cause segmentation. So it will cause the lumen of the tube, in this case the small intestine, to contract, to narrow. So you've got the one causing the wave-like moving sort of contractions along the length of the tube, and one sort of contracting round in a circular motion to cause segmentation or to kind of cause that constriction of the lumen of the tube.